Recording.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. This is Barbara Mayerson from joyandsuccess.com, and I am here in Italy. You guys know how much I love talking in international, and I'm talking to franzika Siragusa, who is outside of Rome. And I just on a side note, I've been to Italy a couple of times, and I absolutely love it. So it's like the best country, and I want to welcome you to being here, Franzika.
Thank you, Barbara. It's a pleasure to be here. I feel very honored.
Well, I'm so glad. And we were talking a couple of times, and you have such amazing qualities out there, the way that you talk about connecting with angels and animals and unicorns. And how did you get started in all of that?
Well, I think I was always aware, even as a child, that there is more than just the physical world here. And as a teenager, I remember I often got into arguments about this with people. And then I think I went into a phase where I just didn't think about it any longer. But and I felt like I didn't have much to say to people because I felt I couldn't really be myself. So for quite a number of years, I just sort of hid away, I think. I just isolated myself and felt very lonely, actually. And then it happened that I just decided I'm going to go to London and I'm going to do a course to become an angel practitioner. And that really changed my life. I mean, I just left my 3 children with a babysitter and just went off. It was that important to me. I just felt it was something I had to do. And after that 3-day course, I came back home and I changed so many things in my life. I became an angel reader. And when I was doing the course, somebody there was doing a reading for me. And they told me to work with unicorns. And that sounded very strange to me at the time, but I followed the advice and I came up on Diana Cooper's book about unicorns. And then it happened that someone asked me whether I could do a workshop. I'd never done a workshop in my life, but I thought, it must be the unicorns guiding me. So I just went for it, and that's how it all started. So I started teaching about angels, unicorns, and ascension. And now I also teach about dragons, which are getting quite popular now. I mean, unicorns you just see everywhere. They're on the t-shirts, the accessories on bags. Everywhere you look, I can see unicorns. So they're really making themselves known, I feel.
Well, that's really interesting. I think one of the things we were talking about, and not only in general, but at this time of life, with what's going on in the world, everybody feels so alone. So many people feel alone, and they don't realize so many things out there that they're not alone.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many higher beings that accompany us on our life journey. I think most people probably believe in guardian angels, but we really have a guardian angel who's been with us throughout every life, not just one life. So, because we've probably had hundreds of incarnations, and usually it's the same guardian angel who accompanies you throughout your incarnations. And they're just there waiting to help you. They will not intervene with your free will. So they're literally there asking, waiting for you to ask them for help. Whenever you ask, they can actually do something for you. But I mean, their mission is to guide you towards your soul purpose. So they will always do that.
And if people don't believe in that, or they want to believe in that, but they don't really know what to do and how to ask the angels or how to reach out, how does a beginner who's looking for say, oh, that sounds really great, I like to feel like I know that I'm not alone, but I don't really know that yet. What's the first step for them to get to that place?
Well, I recommend doing a meditation, how to, to get to connect with your guardian angel or to connect with your unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would like to do for us today. But it's the same, guardian angel, unicorn. You can just treat them like a friend. You just talk to them every day and you tell them what you're going through.
Mm.
And, you just ask them to help you with your challenges.
I love that. I love that, to be able to, like, if you get upset or whatever, don't call a friend, call your guardian angel or your unicorn, and probably feel a lot better, because you don't. I know, like with my dog, I would talk to her about things, and you don't get feedback from her other than she loves you. So the same thing with the guardian angels and the unicorns. You don't, they're not criticizing you or giving their opinion. So I love that.
Well, it's true. If you're like in a bad state, if you're feeling really bad or depressed, then it is actually more difficult to sense them. When you're in a good state, when your frequencies are high, then it's much easier to actually sense their response and to connect with them. But even though if you're feeling bad, you can still try and speak with them. And for example, fairies. The fairies, they're very good at uplifting your spirits. So if you're like feeling depressed, you can call out to a fairy and ask her to please uplift your spirits. It works very well. I've done it many times.
I guess there are different levels of angels and fairies and unicorns, and that if you're feeling down and just saying, help me to get higher, and I guess they can.
Well, you know who's very good for that? It's the dragons, because
Oh,
they can burn away the lower energies. So if you call a fire dragon, they can burn all those lower energies away, and then it becomes easier again to connect with the angels or the unicorns.
I love that. I mean, dragons. I'll have to work on that one. Like,
You had any experience with dragons?
I haven't. I didn't know anything about dragons, and they're scary. They're scary, but I guess they're not
Oh,
scary. I
they're
guess they're not
lovely.
scary. I guess they're not scary because we have a bad idea of what dragons are like, and actually, I was just talking to somebody about bats, and bats are supposed to be very good luck. And so I think all these things that we think are bad are probably a lot really good and loving and warm and fuzzy.
Dragons have been with us since the beginning of time, really. I think they were literally there helping to create the world. They were creating the ley lines, and that's why they used to be called dragon lines. And we have also different kinds of dragons, like earth dragon, fire dragons, air dragons, water dragons, and they're also in different dimensions. And you also get galactic dragons that come from other stars. They're in much higher dimensions. So there's a huge variety of dragons to work with.
Well, I love that, because dragons will just listen to me and help me and not judge me or talk back to me, and so. But yeah, so we were going to go on a journey to figure out who a unicorn is, and
Yes,
so
yes.
why don't we go ahead and do that?
Okay. So everyone just relax and close your eyes. So take a deep breath and just feel comfortable in your chair. So focus on your breath and breathe in and out. Imagine that your room is filling with unicorn light. This light sparkles and glitters with golden and silvery stars. So you just breathe in this wonderful light and breathe it out. In and out. You're getting more and more relaxed as you breathe in and out. Now imagine that you are walking on a path in a magical winter forest. Thick snow is covering the ground like a blanket, and the branches of the trees are laden with snow. You are approaching a clearing with a little flowing stream of pure water. You might notice animals like squirrels, or rabbits, or even a deer in the midst of the trees. You feel safe and warm in this magical winterland and uplifted by the peace and beauty around you. Suddenly, you sense a movement from in between the trees, and you see a beautiful, pure white unicorn emerging. The unicorn is coming towards you. It comes closer and closer and stands quietly. It is looking at you lovingly and with gentle eyes. So take a moment and look into his eyes and feel his love washing over you. You may touch and caress the unicorn and connect with him from soul to soul. And now you can ask your unicorn what it would like to be called. Accept the first name that drops into your mind. This is the name which your unicorn wants you to call him. Take time to thank your unicorn and then return on the path through the magical winter forest, and then slowly bring yourself back into the space where you started. Ground yourself by visualizing big roots that grow from the soles of your feet deep down into the earth. Then slowly start moving, and when you feel ready, open your eyes, knowing that you can now connect with your unicorn anytime you want.
That was amazing. You know, even before you started, Barry came into my head. And
Oh,
it's, you know, and then just as we were going, Barry, that's the name. That
Barry, wow.
Barry wanted me to call him Barry. And
Yes.
which was interesting because things like that don't pop into my head like so easily. But you know, just before you start, I'm like Barry,
Oh,
and
wow.
so my unicorn is Barry.
So you got your name quite quickly and quite easily, even before we started. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that is amazing, and I think like because like I'm so eager to connect with these higher beings and to get a higher place because I know like as much as I love Earth people are people, and they and it's I know when I'm feeling in a negative space, I want to call somebody, but then I think, do I really want to call somebody? Do I really want to talk to a person? You know, I like to try to get out of whatever mood I'm in before I speak to a human being because um, so calling on Barry is going to be a lot of fun.
My
Um,
first unicorn introduced himself as Edzeria. And
uh,
I've worked with him for years, and only then and then it suddenly happened that during a teaching, I was doing a teacher training. Suddenly, when I called, for the personal unicorn to come forward, a different one came, and I was so surprised because I thought, it would always be the same. And this one was much bigger and it seemed younger. And he introduced himself as my Atlantean unicorn.
Ah,
And then shortly afterwards, it happened again. Another one. This time it was a female energy came forward, and she introduced herself as a ninth dimensional diamond unicorn. That's what she said, and her name was Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, their unicorns all look differently. They're all different.
They are. I mean, they're even baby ones as well. Sometimes when you do, when you connect with them in meditation, you might see baby ones. So you might see you might see them in groups, especially if you do a healing visualization. They will come to you in groups to do healing for you. And this is it. This is my unicorn. They will use the horn to direct. It's like it's not really a horn. It's spiraling energy coming from the third eye. So they will use this energy to direct healing towards you.
That's great. And go onto Amazon and buy a unicorn, a little unicorn.
Well, if someone sent this to me, a friend sent this to me for Christmas. I was very pleased. But the unicorns, they make use of these kind of toys to connect with you. They can work with them and they make the connection easier.
Yeah, and I would think like people that are kind of struggling a little bit and connecting with the unicorn, just pick it up and it's much easier to connect with them.
Exactly, it
Physical
is.
thing there. Well, that is so exciting. It's really it's like I said, I wanted everybody to bridge from like the physical world, where I think a lot of our people do believe in angels and do believe in little, but some people who feel very alone. And this is a wonderful bridge to start getting them to realize they're not alone. And
And
especially people that are not religious oriented, and this makes it so wonderful to do that. um, I know years ago, like I was connected to somebody who was teaching about angels, but it was hard to connect with it, hard to like, well, what do you ask them, what do you say, what do you, and now I'm like, I try to wake up every morning and say good morning angels, and I'll say good morning Barry.
I'm sure your angel and Barry will be very happy with that. So let's just say what the difference is between angels and unicorns.
Sure.
The angels, they work with you through the heart, so you connect with them through the heart, whereas unicorns, they work through the soul, because it is their mission to actually align you with the intentions of your soul. So that is their main task. So
Mm-hmm.
they will, work with you and guide you to really live the life that you're meant to live. Um, and when you're on the right path, you will know, because then all you do will make you feel, full of joy, and you feel motivated and satisfied with what you're doing. That's how you know. So that's what the unicorns do.
That's great, because a lot of people just are struggling. What am I here for? Why do I,
Yes,
what am I supposed to be doing? And if they're quiet and they ask their unicorns, and now reaching out by name, they can say, okay, what am I supposed to do here? What am I here for? And they'll get answers.
they will, because whenever you ask, there will always be a sign. You just have to look out for the signs. They're all around you. It might be a word you read, a passage you read in a book, a phrase you hear in a song, everywhere. And you might see feathers. Unicorns leave feathers as well.
Okay, okay.
Or you will see, you will suddenly see someone with a unicorn t-shirt, or you can ask your unicorn to send you a sign, and I'm sure something will happen. I'm absolutely sure.
Yeah,
And the same for the angel.
yeah, that's great, because just being able to, I think the hardest thing is we try to figure out everything on our own, and instead of knowing that there is another realm that's helping us to understand. And I love that, just calling out to Barry and looking for signs of the unicorns and the angels. And
You must let me know how that goes.
I will. I certainly will.
I'm curious to hear.
And all you people out there watching us too, let me know, and I'll let Francisca know, and
Yes,
what your angel, what your unicorn name is, and how you're reaching out to
yes.
them. But this was fabulous. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Barbara. I really enjoyed it.
Me too. And I know you have a free gifts, and we will be putting that on the website. I'm not quite sure how we're sending it out, but you're going to be giving out a free gift to everybody. So look into that. You'll see that when I was ready for that. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us, and see you next time.